Hello and welcome back to paddling or is this Squid Junction or paddling pool? Sorry.
What is wrong with you?
I am
Confused? Is that who you are?
Welcome
You're
to Whoa
confused.
Inc. No, there's so many tournaments happening today.
Yeah.
This is Squid Junction 40. Welcome back. I'm Asek, joined here by Weef. And yeah, we're up here seeing Red Sun versus Bet. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Very, very interesting. Bet's both strong teams. We're seeing a lot of strong teams tonight. It's always as if the prize pool makes everyone who thinks they have a chance crawl out of the woodworks for a chance of that sweet money. But we're gonna go right into it. No time to talk about it. Bet in pink and InC Red Sun in the green. Both pulling out very similar comps with some very minor differences.
Yeah, very, very interesting. That Neotry is something that you will really... People used to play Neotry, or people used to play V-Try before Neotry was a thing on this map. So now that it has a kit that has much better synergy with the main weapon, I'm not surprised that we're seeing this absolutely everywhere on this map. And yeah, these are very, very similar comps here. Both teams have very similar plans, it seems. The machine and the Try and the Splash all have amazing synergy together, especially on this map, of just being able to have that chip damage while also being able to take advantage of the strange geometry.
Yeah. Strange geometry for sure, just a lot of weird angles and high ground and low ground right next to each other. It's incredibly interesting, and we already see how that Try can make things work on the stage as they go around for a bit of a flank lurking in Red Sun's street here. But we're going to see a little bit of a try-off with Bet's Try going in the lead. Interestingly, though, despite this game already being a minute in, there are only 2 points on the board right now, but that might change as InC Red Sun is getting some picks on the board for them.
Yeah, you can really tell that these teams are pretty evenly matched and that these zones are very, very tiny because it is very easy to just paint your own zone here. Kind of the opposite of something like Eeltail Alley with the massive zone. These zones are really tiny, very easy to contest, so you really have to push ahead of them. You cannot stay in mid on this map, because the enemy team can just paint the zone and stall you guys out indefinitely. But you can see that Bet has gone one down. The Tri-Slasher falling to Red Sun, and you can see that they're starting to get just a little bit of momentum here. Being able to start pushing just a little bit ahead of the zone, and that Tacticooler is going to help them with that immensely.
Yeah, the cooler, it was a very underrated special in the first bit of this game's lifetime, and now it's on an actual main weapon with an actual kit. It's been seeing some use lately because of that, and I'm excited to see how more teams take advantage of it. But as of right now, Red Sun using it to their advantage here, already down to 20 points, 15 left on the board as Bet files in, pops their specials, but they're still 2 down, and Red Sun is still taking this timer. 5 seconds left before this game is over, and it's not quite.
Ooh! The second time this has happened in Splat Zones, it's stuck at 1 point. Both teams in control of either of their zones. It's a painting battle to the death right now. Red Sun has fallen 2 down with Bet 1 down, and they have gone 3 down as well. It looks like that is going to be Bet's chance to push all the way forwards and finally cap the zone. We're seeing yet another 75-point penalty. Why does this keep happening?
Splat zones, everyone. And I mean, if you're Red Sun, you're disappointed that you couldn't get the KO right there, but you know that you can take your sweet time getting back in. That being said, they are 2 down right now. They have specials on the board, but I'm guessing they're just waiting for their team to get back up to have any chance of using it. But that crab tank looming on the horizon, specials going out from everyone here. It's gonna make it not the freest battle in the world to get back in.
Yeah, so many specials coming out. That Wavebreaker tagging that Crab Tank. The Tacticooler coming out is going to help everyone fight this on Bet. It's just going to let them take a lot more risks here. But you can see that machine goes down to the other machine, respawning almost instantly with that Tacticooler and jumping back in. While the rest of their team is stuck fighting zone, and the zone does flip once more. With Bet around 48 at this point in time, with Red Sun finally starting to eat through that devastating penalty.
Yeah, this Try over there was trying desperately to survive, but unfortunately got picked off as the rest of Red Sun is going to be filing in to Bet's zone here. They're gonna try to push ahead, but the crab tank coming out is gonna make it difficult. Try battle once again. Both tries going down. C Junior also down on the side of Bet. Means that Red Sun is gonna be able to continue to hold this, push their penalty even further as they reach about 15 seconds left in this game until they KO.
Yeah, and you can see the machine going down is not going to be very good for Bet here. They do have a wave breaker, but that's about the only resource that they have, and they're going to need to make work of it because they don't have any time left to push into zone. You can see that machine dying on the zone is going to paint it just a little bit. The Tri-Slosher flanking on the other zone is going to cap it just enough to get control and stall it out at one point. It's so close here. Yet again, that Tri-Slosher absolutely fighting for their life, trying to stall out until the rest of their team can push into the other zone. And you can see that they have managed to do it. That Tri-Strike is going to paint the zone just a little bit here, but it's still stuck at this number for an excruciatingly long time here. And it does look like we might potentially go into overtime.
But if you can't cap during overtime, then game's just going to be over just like that.
Yeah.
You have to cap the zone, and that is an unfortunate reality of these double zones maps, is sometimes when these teams look like they have a really good comeback, the game mechanic just says no. But that's going to be game one, going, I mean, relatively decisively to InC Red Sun.
Yes, indeed. Very well played by both teams. Man, something about Flounder, dude. I've seen so many Flounder zones games that just get stuck in neutral for so long, and it's always it's so intense to watch every single time. It's insane.
Yeah, it's one of the maps of all time. It just flips kind of not the meta on its head, but it just it plays so differently than most of the other zones maps. Not only because it's double zone, but also because like when you're on the zone, you have high ground, but you can also get flanked really, really easily in this map if you're not paying attention. It's just so weird to play on.
Yes, indeed. It is a joy to play on, though. Very fun, very refreshing. But we are going to be going into game soon here pretty soon. Game 2 here pretty soon. I can talk.
Very well.
And we're going to be going into Rainmaker Eeltail. What are your thoughts on this map?
Oh, it's so narrow. It's I say this every single time. The people who regularly tune into the streams that I cast are probably tired of hearing it, but it feels like if you stand in mid and you just reach your arms out, you can touch both sides with your fingertips, and like it has the topography of a spaghetti noodle. It's insane. It's so narrow, and that limits a lot of your options here, and we're gonna see a comp that we haven't seen in a while. Double Machine coming out from the side, and I believe that's Bet.
That's a blast to the pass right there. Double Machine, double splash. What is this, September?
Don't take me back.
We're heading into this game, though. The Double Machine is a very interesting pick. I do think, while this map is very, very thin, I don't think it's as bad as it would be in Splatoon 2, because there is no Stingray. There's no Stingray. So the fact that the map is thin isn't actually that detrimental to it. I think sitting in mid can be very uncomfortable, but once you reach beyond that point, it is actually fairly comfortable. And ooh, here we're seeing Red Sun going 3 down pretty much right off the bat. 30 seconds in, and we already have a delayed wipe. That can really pop the Rainmaker and potentially force first checkpoint here. The Brielle's going to be coming out along with that Crab Tank to try and extend just a little bit more control out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that InC Red Sun, they saw that they had numbers, but in reality, it was one of their teammates responding. It was a 2v3 or 2v4 in mid, and they just did not have the resources or the control necessary to push it. But they did, fortunately for them, stop Bet right in their tracks. They were not able to get checkpoint there, which is absolutely massive. And as they are recuperating from that attempted push, we're gonna see how they deal with that. Specials coming out, it's looking like, you know, we're just returning to neutral yet again. Nothing gained, nothing lost.
Ooh.
Ooh, I saw that. A beautiful Zuka pick, showing the power of Zuka in this new patch, just being an absolute crab destroyer.
Yes, indeed, and I do think that V-Shot actually has a fairly good place in the meta right now, given that its special is just as anti-crab as Trizuka, if not more so, even. It requires just it's a little bit more finicky, but you can really get that pick if you know how to aim your shot. But Red Sun has managed to actually break through that first checkpoint with another Trizuka on its way out, getting Bet 2 down, with Red Sun just going 1 down as well. And we can see Crab Tank coming out from Red Sun as well as the Rainmaker goes down, though, which is unfortunate for them, but that pop is going to be pretty much instant.
Yeah, I mean, Also, I mean, they go for it once again. I was about to say they still have a lot of control over the area, but with that one player rushing in just for a few points there, it doesn't look like looks like they are going to be forced to back out into mid. Machine, you know, popping that Booyah out. We see a splash and a crab at the ready with another Booyah already on the board. Specials all around as Bet just tries to gain control back, but Red Sun are still kind of holding forward and engaging them in a way that's making it really hard for them to gain their ground.
Yeah, you can see that they're managing to stay pretty comfortably in mid, at least for the time being. And it can get kind of tricky though. You can't stay in there for too long, and so you can see that they have opted to push forwards, which I mean is generally a good idea anyways. But ooh, Bet has gone 2 down, both of their splashes falling. And it's just both the machines coming out, both of them popping Booyah at the same time. 3 Booyahs going out all at once. Very,
it's like
very
a real
fun to
life
watch.
battlefield out here. Bombs dropping left and right. And Red Sun, even though they're not able to gain any more points, just holding it there for so long. We only have a minute and a half left in this game, and Bet hasn't made a push since that first one because Red Sun has just been so dominant here.
And here you can see that both the machines are throwing fizzies left and right. Last Ditch Effort has been activated for their entire team, and so those fizzy bombs are going to be flowing.
Yeah, they're absolutely plentiful on the field here. Bet looking like they are getting their way into a decent push here. I mean, Bet still, or like Red Sun still has quite a few specials to use to try to stop this push in their tracks, but Bet is now in mid. They have the Rainmaker. Their time is running out. They can't hold this forever, but they're trying their best out here. But Red Sun is doing a really good job on defense of just making sure that they're not able to move too far forward too fast. Just specials coming out left and right, and Rainmaker forcing some really weird positions.
Ooh, and you can see that Zuka coming out, managing to get that pick on the Rainmaker there, which is not going to be very good for Bet here. Popping that Booyah Bomb from the machine, going to try to get some value here, but no, they go down to the charger, and so will their jumps. And it is just that one machine left here, and they have fallen. Only 20 seconds remain, and the Rainmaker is in a very, very good spot for Red Sun. Bet is going to have to pull off nothing short of a miracle to get the win here.
Yeah, if InC just keeps it, if they just keep it purple and don't reset it, it's going to be incredibly hard. Bet's going to just have to rush in and pray something works here. We see the machine try to do just that, but as the Rainmaker explodes, the game is over, and that's going to be the set going to InC Red Sun in a 2-0 fashion.
Yes, indeed. Very, 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 very good sets. Both of these teams are amazing. I believe we've seen Bet to perform very, very well in earlier Dapple tournaments. So it's really interesting to see Red Sun besting them here. I think this tournament is just extremely stacked. $200 prize pool is pretty big for Splatoon, and it is just going to go up from here.
Like, just scrolling through the Battlefly casually, you have Crush Soda, Robin Tomodachi, just like, you just scroll down and it's like, oh, I recognize that team. Oh, I recognize that team. Oh, they're gonna do well. Oh, I recognize them too. Oh, no. There's just so many teams. This is one of the last tournaments before PAX, and we're gonna see how these teams kind of do here. Like I said, Crush Soda, they're going and they're in here trying to get some cash money under their belts, but it's gonna be super interesting. And teams trying to prove that they have what it takes to, they want to be the ones to go to PAX, but I don't know. They wanted to be, at least. They're gonna prove that they should have if they were, had the time back then or whatever. I don't know what I'm spitballing here.
yeah. You always gotta spitball. But I do believe we are going to be going on another short break, if I'm not mistaken.
Really short break.
Really
I'd
short
stay
break
tuned
here.
because we just got news of the match that we're going to be casting, and it's going to be a good one.
Yep, don't go anywhere, because we're going to be right back.